but first I'll give her the opportunity to introduce herself and also to sell her market, if that's okay.
Hello,
Right?
guys. Welcome to this live. We are actually live. My name is Joy. My channel is the Creative Farm Joy.
Great.
An upcoming YouTuber that resides here in the United States. You're
Okay,
going to enjoy this topic.
we are upcomers.
Upcoming.
Yeah.
Oh, let me not use the word upcoming. I'm a YouTuber that resides here in the United
YouTuber,
States.
yes, girl.
Right.
Yeah, you are. We are YouTubers. Okay.
We are YouTubers. Yes.
Yeah, great. So we've been wanting to talk on this topic for the longest. If I would remember, it was last year we met the first time, and we wanted to go on a topic like this, but I was very skeptical about talking on topics like this because of, how I felt it wasn't right for me at that time to talk on topics like domestic violence. So in case if you're just joining us and you care to know the topic for today, we are going to be talking about domestic violence. So I shied away from this topic for a very long time, but I think this is the right time. With what is going on today, this is the right time to talk about it. And I'm not shy anymore. I'm going to stand with my shoulder raised up.
Come on in, girl.
I'm ready to talk about it, girl. So what can you tell us about what's going on today, girl?
Okay. Briefly, I want to talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence is actually on different levels. We have emotional abuse, we have physical abuse. So when people talk about domestic violence, it depends on the kind of abuse the victim is going through. So it can be.
I can't hear you. I lost your audio. I lost your audio. So I'm going to pause right now if you can hear me, because I can't hear you right now. I'm pausing.
Abuse, okay. Abuse of any type. Abuse of any type. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's very important for us to know that when we talk about domestic violence, we don't just only think of bas-bos, like the husband or the wife is physically beating the
It can be psychological. It can be psychological as well. It can be emotional. It can be psychological. It can be mental abuse. Abuse is of different levels. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what I like the fact that you were able to analyze domestic violence in different forms, whereby it could be emotional abuse, whereby somebody's emotionally abusing you and you are living in the same house with person. That can be very dangerous because it can lead to low self-esteem. It can even lead to depression. That's the worst of them all. It can lead to depression as well. And also it might make you lose your sense of sense.
It can make you look worthless. You can start seeing yourself as worthless. Like you can't be anybody. You can't be anything. You can't become nothing. Wow, because you are giving your power. You are giving your power to another human being like you, who is taking charge of your power, because we all have power. If you don't give your power to anyone, if you give your power to a human being like you, they're going to misuse you.
Oh my God, that's very touching. That's very touching right now, because, when somebody tries to demean you,
you are giving that person your power.
To take charge of your life. The person is controlling you. Like you have your remote control, you're able to control your TV and all of that. So the person is emotionally controlling you. So with what is going on today, we understand that we lost a very dear sister who has impacted a lot of lives. Sister Osinachi. Every time I hear her voice sing, she motivates me like, God, this is so natural, gift from above. So we see how she died on the 8th of April. That was very touching. Come to think that on Friday, come to think how people are coming up now to speak that the husband was emotionally, physically abusing her, even up to pastors coming out to say how they encouraged her to stay in the marriage. I wonder how marriage is supposed to be a life improvement, not life imprisonment. So I get so emotional when I talk about, because, you don't want to drag people out there and all of that. So I can relate. when I see how a man, this could be vice versa as well. How can someone that's supposed to be your spouse start beating you to the extent that they had to match her chest, and then she went into coma after days she passed? This is so touching. This is so touching. I don't know how. What do you think about this? What can you say about it?
The truth is that a lot of things are actually wrong because of the society. The society has pushed out a narrative that you have to stay in marriage. You know, religion has also built a wall around marriage that you have to stay in marriage, because when the Bible, they always go to the Bible and say, God hates divorce. They use that context. They don't understand what it means. God hates divorce. God also hates abuse. God hates murder. So when you say God hates divorce, God is God. It's not the author of confusion. God is the one that gave us marriage. He did not give us marriage for us to go and die inside the marriage. Wow. So people should get this right. If you feel you don't want to divorce the person, you can separate from the person. You can stay apart. You don't have to stay with this person. And I tell people, marriage is actually not for everyone. We are not all supposed to be married. There are some men who are broken. They're not supposed to have a wife at home. Some women are broken. They're not supposed to have a husband. Because some women, because of their background and where they are coming from, they've not healed. They go into marriage and begin to pour their issues, those things that they were dealing with before they even, got into the marriage. They begin to pour it on their partners. That man, Osinachi's husband, for real, is not supposed to be a husband to any woman. Wow. But the society will tell you, go and marry. So I believe we should start changing the narrative. Like, we should understand the concept of marriage before we go into it.
That's awesome. That was very profound. Thank you for analyzing it in that, in that light, that probably a lot of people didn't see it from that light. There was something you said I really liked about, when they say God hates divorce. Mm-hmm. My Bible, which is the Holy Bible, the scripture that God gave to us as a manual for us to live on earth. Mm-hmm. When I read it over and over, I haven't finished reading the Bible, don't get me wrong, but daily I have a devoted time. I study my word. I understand, even as a kid, that there are 10 commandments. Not only divorce God hates. God hates stealing, but they don't talk about that. There are people in the big house over there stealing money. God hates divorce, we know. God hates murderer. God hates, killing. All sorts of strifes, killing. God hates gossip. God doesn't like, a lot of things. But they only stress on the fact that God hates divorce.
God hates divorce.
And a lot of people, what I've come to realize is that people only make you see what they want you to see. They just come out wear and pull, like together with their spouse, matching, and with their kids. When you see them on social media, you're like, oh, lovely family. And when you see them going out there driving, you say lovely family. But a lot of people are in marriage and they are dying. I believe this video should be able to touch someone's life. If you think you're in a domestic violent marriage or relationship, if it's a relationship, girl, boy, you don't have a reason to stay in that relationship.
Lisa, let me interrupt you a little bit. Okay. Marriage itself is a relationship. Marriage is a relationship.
Sure.
Yes. So any type of relationship you are, if you are being abused, number one, you have to speak out. That is number one. You have to speak out. Yes. Then number two, you have to take action.
Take action that is favorable for you by saving your life, because keeping those kids in that marriage, trust me, you're not doing them good, because you're going to raise children into the world that will become abusers to their spouses because they believe that is a norm. That is a normal.
And it's still difficult for me to comprehend the fact that Osinachi's husband would tie her up and tell the children to use cane on her to beat her up. It's still something that is still difficult for me to comprehend, to take that in. I'm still trying to process that. I don't know how possible a human being would tie up another human being. So those kids were abused in the first place, not just those kids were also abused.
Yes. And when you look at it, this didn't start from the very onset. With what people are saying now, their marriage was okay because she was not successful. But as soon as God starts blessing her, you know, there are some spouses that cannot stand their spouse's success. So he became very envious and jealous of her. She was making a lot of money, but the husband was the one managing her. She can't move without the husband saying move. If they have to invite her, when I saw how, was it Frank Edward that came out and said, when he called her to invite her for a program that she was meant to come and minister as a gospel singer, she was whispering, talking, saying, please, you have to talk to my husband. Can you imagine that? That they have to stylishly beg the husband for her to leave the house. That is not marriage, that is a bondage. Don't you think so?
Yes, and I would say with all sanctity, or I don't know the word, if I'm using the right word, that she actually killed herself. She killed herself because we have the power to say no. We have the power to say yes.
Say yes.
Yes, every woman, you have the power. Even as a man, if you are being abused by your wife, you have the power to say no. You have the power also to say yes. Some people stay in. I have been married for 17 years, and I believe I can talk on this matter. Marriage is not something that is easy. No, marriage is not all bed of roses. It's not something that, it's not every day you see sweethearts. You know, sometimes you disagree to agree. Sometimes your husband can be angry and is not talking to you. You as the wife are not talking to your husband and all of that. But that will not lead to the man abusing you, or you as the woman abusing the man. When it gets to that level that both of you can no longer take each other, you can no longer endure each other, you can no longer accept each other, then it has come to the level of hate. Yes, when there is hate, anything can happen.
That's true.
Yes, and most women, why did they stay? Why did they stay in abusive relationship? Number one, mostly women in Africa. Let's use Nigeria because we are from Nigeria.
Good.
Number one, people stay because of what will people say?
See, society.
Yes. What will people say? It has killed destinies.
I used to have a friend whom, there's this lady that I used to know whom the husband was physically abusing terribly. She had a first child, she had a second child, and she had a third child. Before she had a first child, she said to herself that if I can give birth for him, he will no longer beat me. And then she had a second child. The husband was still beating her, calling her all sorts of names. She had a third child. The husband was still beating her, calling her all sorts of names. And she was always coming to my crèche then for, just to find solace, Okay. And then we talk about this. I tell her, I said, I would leave. And she said something about not having a source of income. If she leaves, where would she stay? She don't have a father. She don't have a mother, but she had a father. That where would she stay? So when you look at that, you could say, I wasn't that buoyant to say, okay, I want to financially stable you. I wasn't that buoyant. So when you look at it, a lot of ladies can actually stay in an abusive relationship or marriage just because they are financially dependent on the man. But in this day and age, when a lady has 2 legs and 2 hands and you can do something, can't you take yourself out of that situation and fight anyhow? There's nobody
that is the first thing. Take yourself out of the situation. You have to live to live.
You have to live to live. That was very profound, because I don't see how people would subject themselves
to abuse.
Physical abuse that the man would
Yes.
tell her to kneel down and raise her hands up
Mhm.
like children. This is
Crazy.
supposed to be your spouse.
It's crazy.
With no
This is not just funny.
disrespect, I'm not smiling. Yeah, I'm not laughing.
This is
But
not just
this
funny.
is so touching. So touching. This should be an example for those ladies who cannot speak. Your pastor have been telling you to stay in that marriage.
So
when
pray
you
for him.
die,
It will
this
change.
is to the ladies out there. When you die, your pastor will not attend your funeral.
Mhm.
They will only bring your kids to your graveside to drop flower. They're just going to flood your graveside with a bouquet of flowers. And guess what? You have allowed a man to dim your light. Do you know the generation that Sister Osinachi would have blessed with her voice even after she has lived up to 100 years and died, her voice? But what would people say? This lady allowed herself to be killed. It's only an animal that can beat his wife, and it's only an animal lady that can beat the husband, because this is vice versa.
Yes.
Some men are also abused, especially in this part of the world where we are. Some men abuse their wives as well. This is so touching. I feel so sad. I feel so sad.
The truth is that you see these women, or let me say it, vis-a-vis, both the man or the woman. People stay in abusive marriage. Even in the country where we are, we're in the United States, right?
Yes.
Even in America, we still have women who stay in abusive relationship. Yes.
I've
We
heard
still have
stories.
women. Yes. In this part of the world.
That's very true.
Yes. So I believe common sense is not common. Some people are just stupid. I see it as stupidity. Like someone is abusing you. You can say you don't want to divorce him. Please take yourself out. Separate. Stay apart. And I don't even understand why we are saying marriage as the ultimate. Like there's people say marriage as if you're not married, you are not complete. Mostly where we come from. They see marriage as the ultimate, that even as a woman, no matter what you become, no matter how empowered you become tomorrow, no matter how wealthy you become, no matter how schooled you become, people believe that you're not complete until you are
until you're married. That's
until
a very
married.
Because looking at, let me make use this lady as an example, Oprah Winfrey. She's not married. She's very successful. And she said to herself, she doesn't just want to.
She doesn't want to marry.
Yeah. And
okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, because you know religion has done a lot. I thank God has delivered me from religion.
Good.
Paul was not married.
Good.
Our mentor, Jesus Christ, wasn't married. So why do we push marriage to the extent that we push people? Because this thing has to even come from our parents. Our parents keep pushing us. If you ask me 17 years ago, like Joy, why did you marry? If you ask me this question 17 years ago, you know the answer I will give you. No. I will say, why I'm not going to marry? Everybody they marry now. They don't reach for me to marry. That is what I would say. Many of us, we don't even understand what we are going into. So that narrative has to change. We have to get it right. The foundation. Why do I want to marry? Do I really want to marry now? Am I prepared? Am I physically, emotionally prepared to stay with someone else? It's not easy to stay with a stranger. You are staying with a man or a woman from a different background. So you have to prepare yourself. Because why do people even marry? You ask people, why are you going into marriage? Because my mom said it's time. My father said it's time. The society said it's time. No. Okay. You are the one that will set it. You are the one, because you're the one that will be in. You are the one that will tell yourself, okay, now I'm ready. After that, then you now look at the partner. Can you stay with this person? But let me shock you, Lisa. Some women actually, the red flag was there. The red flag was there. They went in, believing that the man will change. They will pray that the man will change. They will pray. And that is what killed Osinachi. Yes.
Marriage
because
change
on Instagram today, I'm telling you, on Instagram, I was reading the new revelation that just came out when the family was there. The family said they told her to separate, to stay apart. She was saying no, that the Lord hates divorce. They not told her, yes, we're not telling you to divorce him. We're just saying you should stay apart. separate from him. Then she told them that no, that they should calm down, that what she wants is peace. Yes.
Now she has gotten the peace.
Now she has gotten the peace.
Another thing I want to throw more light on, from what you said now, there was something I picked from there. Why do people get married? Yes. I think one of the reasons why people should get married is, first, as a lady that we are, or as a guy, whoever the guy is, first find your purpose. When you know your purpose in life, then you find a partner that suits into your purpose, that can share your purpose with you, that can go to the direction you are going. Because if she was a singer and she found this guy, I don't know whatever their situation is, but let's just use, another scenario. If I know that I am a YouTuber, I'm going to be doing things like this, and I am dating a guy, and this guy doesn't like things like this, he's not going on the same direction with me.
That's the foundation.
Dim my light. Is it that's going to dim my light, or it's going to frustrate me, right? So at that point, I understand that, I'm not supposed to go on this journey with this guy. Then I drop from the bus and I tell him, have a wonderful day, and leave him alone. Find someone that is ready to go on that's ready to pursue your purpose with you. All this joblessness sometimes can cause it. Because if you look at it, she was the breadwinner of the family. She was the breadwinner of the family with a glorious voice. And then this man just dimmed the light. Is it that she saw this before they got married? Do you think she saw it?
Yes, I'm telling you. See, because I'm saying this because I'm talking out of experience. If you marry a man who is, which word will I use now? If you marry a man who don't discuss anything with you, he doesn't discuss things with you, trace it back. From the first year of marriage, he was like that. If maybe you guys dated, because some people don't date for a long time. If maybe you guys dated maybe 1 year or 2 years, you will notice that is the kind of person that keep things doesn't talk. There's no way. You see, we are humans. You can't hide everything. What I'm saying is that people see this red flag, they still go into it. That is what I don't understand. Most of us actually went into marriage seeing this red flag. Because the society pushed us into
pressure on us.
Yes, pressure. Yes,
to get married so that you can
get married.
Get married so that you can
personally, I'm from a polygamous home. I'm from a big polygamous home. So when I got married at 29, and I remember then people they were telling me, like, whispering, like, don't let it be round figure. Don't allow it to be round figure.
What does that mean?
That means don't wait to be 30.
Oh, okay.
Because I was 29. Like, we should start changing the narrative. This is 2022.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Don't allow your parent to push you. Say no. You have the power to say no.
Okay, I'm sorry to say this. Not that I'm trying to cut you short. There's something that came into mind right now, and I think I should say it. Give me a second, okay? So there's something I want to say. A lot of ladies or a lot of men, they believe even if you made a mistake and got married to the wrong spouse, I believe these are things you can work on if both of you are ready to submit to the fact that you have problems. Like they will say, if you're not complete, you're not a whole woman, and he is not a whole man. It means if he's emotionally messed up and you are emotionally messed up as a lady, two of you come together, you can't make anything reasonable out of yourselves. So it is very important for you to heal properly before getting married. So you come as a whole, this comes as a whole, and two of you make a good team together. And if he's in a situation whereby it's domestic violence, your life is at stake here. A lot of people think, especially like our religion, a lot of Christians believe once you divorce, you are not allowed to climb the pulpit. Once you divorce, you go to hellfire. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says, I know God hates divorce. I'm not encouraging divorce. But if it has to do with life and death, my dear, I would say it 1,000 times, even in front of whoever bishop, that a broken marriage is better than untimely death.
Let me quickly interrupt you, Lisa. The truth is that sometimes divorce does not even come in right away.
Right away.
Yes.
Separate.
Separation. Yes, separation. You get to separate. You don't need to stay. You don't need to stay under the same roof with someone that is abusing you.
Yeah,
Because
good.
divorce it also involves a lot of. I'm a lawyer by profession, so when it comes to divorce, you have to get a lawyer and all of that. You have to file. So sometimes you don't even wait till that divorce. You
That
understand?
divorce.
Yes. Take yourself out of the situation. Separate. Move out of that place. That is number one.
This takes me back to the story of Titty Liar, the Sky Bank worker that the husband killed in Lagos. This was over 12 years ago, I guess.
Okay.
It was they just convicted him, I think, less than 3 years now. This guy gave her 72 stabs. Anybody watching this video right now, either you're watching it live or you are watching it based on someone shared it to you, Google it. Titty Liar, the Sky Bank worker that the husband killed. If I'm not mistaken, their last name was Arowolo or so. And the guy was a redeemed pastor. Mommy Gio and Daddy Gio. Not Gio of redeemed, don't get me wrong. The guy was a redeemed pastor. And he was abusing his wife constantly. Just because the wife was the breadwinner, making money as a banker, getting promotion. And they also told this woman to leave, but she refused to leave. The day the demon came upon the man, what did he do? He gave her 72 stabs and killed her life and death in the apartment and ran away, but they caught him. This is because when things start happening, you're seeing the signs, please run for your dear life. Don't stay. Because
take yourself out of the situation. It's key.
There are a lot of great preachers today that God is using to bless us today that are actually, I would say, they are divorcees. Joyce Meyer.
Joyce Meyer. Yeah. Joyce Meyer. A lot of them.
Married to an abusive husband, even though her father abused her. But did that take the anointing away from her? No. There's this lady, I don't know if you watch her, if you listen to her, Sarah, T.D. Jake's daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts. This lady she is inspirational. When she teaches, I get goose pimples on my goose pimples. I get goose pimples upon goose pimples whenever
this is her second marriage. Okay, probably.
But the first one, she had a baby. She had a child at the age of 13. She got pregnant. Did that break her? When they saw the lady with the adulterous woman in the Bible, what did Jesus say? Let he who is without sin be the first to cast the stone. But in this day and age, our pastors are the ones that will first of all throw stones at us. Why?
Yes, because they tend to stigmatize you. The society tend to mostly Nigeria. They tend to stigmatize you when you become a single woman.
Parent.
Yes. Yeah, when you become a single parent or a single woman, even if you don't have a child, you become a single mother. People tend to look down on you. You know,
so
and the society tend to nail you as a woman, that you are the one that is unable to
stay in your
take care of your home. Yes. So I will quickly say this, we need to train our boys.
Good.
We need to raise our boys, because in the African society, they tend to raise the girls, they don't raise the boys.
That's right.
Yes. So we have to break the cycle of raising the girl child and leaving the boy child, because we tend to raise the girls. We raise like I have been married for 17 years. My husband does not enter the kitchen. He doesn't. And because that is how he was raised. And who raised him? Mostly, if we turn the hands of time, it still falls on all us women. We need to take charge as women and raise our boys.
So we don't get to raise our husbands as kids in the house. Because you see men whereby they can do nothing. A woman will work 9 to 5. They want that same lady to do everything for them. They, you know,
yes. Because that man wasn't properly raised. How was he raised? He was raised as, you are the man. Sit down. Don't do nothing. While he saw that thing growing up in his father. He saw it in his father. So we need to break the circle. We need to raise our, we need to raise our
boys. That's very important. And also for ladies watching this video right now, I want you to understand that divorcing due to domestic violence is not a stigma. It means you're powerful. It means you took a step that people around you couldn't take. It means you value yourself. You know your worth.
At least it's not a sin.
It's not a sin.
It's not a sin.
It's not a sin.
God hates divorce, but God does not love your husband or like your husband beating you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That was very profound, even though we are both tired. This is actually 11:57 p.m. at night
in Texas.
In Texas, we're in Dallas, Texas. And I believe with this little message of ours, please, and what you're hearing out there, a lot of people are coming out to talk. Please and please and please take yourself from an abusive environment.
Please.
Toxic environment is not good for anyone because hurt people. When you are broken.
And quickly, another thing, do you know another major thing that makes women to stay?
No.
Because of their children.
Children.
Yes.
And
remember that you are raising those kids in a toxic environment. Those kids will become toxic later in life.
I would leave a marriage that is toxic over and over again because I need a good life for my children. Lisa, I stand to be corrected. Please.
This is not easy though. We are not saying it's easy. It's really not easy. It's not easy, but your life matters.
And the children come first.
Yes.
If a man can raise his hand on, even in this Dallas, I've heard stories, girl.
That is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's all over the world. It's all over.
Men are beating women.
Not what like this. It's happening.
Like, why can't you call? I see where a man beat off the ear of his wife. Part of the ear. Why didn't you call 911? Because the family said don't call 911 on your husband, but the husband can beat you. Really? You should go on a orange jumpsuit. You should get on an orange jumpsuit and get in jail. Lock his ass down. Don't do that. You're covering him up. That's why he's able to beat you over and over again. He brought you to America to kill you. Go back to Nigeria. Things are happening, even in this Dallas.
Yes, in America, in this day and age in America, you know, they will say, no, you want to call police for your husband?
I dare to.
Like when the woman calls the police on a husband, because maybe the man brought you from Nigeria, is a crime. It's a no-go. Even if the man is abusing you, the society doesn't want to hear. The only thing they want to hear is, so he brought you from America. They not called police for him. So
what if she dies?
That is why you need to pay deaf ears to the society. This is your life. You know, every woman, you have a power. Every man have a power. This is vis-a-vis, both ways. If you are a man and your wife is abusing you, you have the power to say no. Yes. If you're a woman, your husband is abusing you, please, you have the power to say no to the abuse.
Say no. I say no to any form of abuse anytime, any day.
No. Capital no.
Right. Is a no. Is a no. Please, ladies, come out and speak out if your husband is abusing you. We're going to put the hotline, abuse hotline here in Dallas, Texas. We're going to put it online. If you are being abused, please and please and please come out and speak, and also ensure to talk to someone that you trust. Don't just say that.
Don't keep it to yourself.
Yeah, come out and say, you know. Let's round up quickly. Like we said, abuse is a no-no. There's no reason for anyone to stay in an abusive marriage, right? There's no reason. Your
It's a
life
no. It's a no. It's capital no.
Yes. So what can you say to the ladies out there being in marriage for 17
We
years?
said it all. Thank you guys for watching. You're going to see this video. Please share and share.
Share and
To
share.
help anyone, to help any woman, to help any man out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I also want to thank you so much for creating our time. I know you should have been in bed right now. And I also want to thank you again on top of that, based on you actually encouraged me to talk on topics like this. You broke something in me. I didn't want to talk about anything marriage, like I told you, remember?
Yes.
But you actually gave me the platform. Like you said, Lisa, you can do this. Let's talk about this. And I shied away from it since 2021. And now in 2022, something great happened. So let's not wait for something to happen. You know, that's why we're here to encourage each other. Thank you so much for motivating me.
Thank you, Modiva. Thank you.
Normally, I wouldn't talk about marriage for some reasons, right? But thank you so much for giving me the confidence.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
Please subscribe to our channel. Please subscribe.
Subscribe to this channel.
Encourage us, please. We'll be doing this often. Yeah, we'll be doing this. She does
wonderful videos. Yeah, videos are awesome. Varieties of videos you can watch. Click on our YouTube page. If you are watching this on my YouTube page, Chat Concept with Lisa Modiva, kindly, I'm going to leave our YouTube page on this video so you can also go to our YouTube page and encourage her. Encourage us, okay? And she's also going to leave my YouTube name on my YouTube link on our page so
on my channel,
we can encourage each other, okay? Thank you for watching.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Bye.